Thanks for making the time to take the what type of lead generation is right for your business quiz. Your quiz result is being created as we speak and should be hitting your email inbox in about 30 minutes from now. In the meantime, let's talk about your results. Hi, I'm John Burrow, the creator of this assessment, and I'm excited to share your results with you. Over the past decade, I've helped hundreds of businesses. I noticed there were four main lead generation types that were inhabiting businesses' chances of achieving their financial growth. And that led me down the path of creating this assessment so you can get instant clarity of your number one lead generation type for your business and how to navigate through it and move forward. Based on the information you've shared and the little bit I know about you and your situation, the lead generation type that's right for your business is what's known as the lead gen email and follow-up killer. Here's what that means. Traffic and funnels are how you get attention and prospects, but the fortune is in the follow-up. Now, before we even get into the specifics of how your email and follow-up strategy along with your results, we first need to have a brief look at why the game has completely changed with Web3 and how it ties back to your email and follow-up strategy. If you think about the history of the internet, we are now entering the third stage of internet. And before we can truly understand what Web3 is, we first need to understand what Web 1 and what Web 2. Web 1 was the first phase of the internet, where the first time ever anybody could create a website on any topic. It represents the democratization and decentralization of information in a way the world has never seen before. Now, what happened is that people realized that creating your website is a lot of work with maintaining your server, learning how to code, how to maintain and host your videos, and all these things. And so, with that, we saw the consolidation of the internet with Web 2. And in the hands of a few big tech platforms, people realized it was a lot easier to set up a Facebook page than it was to set up your website from scratch. It was a lot easier to host your videos on YouTube than to create your video hosting service. So, this massive consolidation of information all in one place, where everyone went from having their websites, maintaining their servers, coding their pages, and everything else, goes with doing it all yourself. To have all these things in the place that we now know here today. However, with Web3, this new era that we are entering, we're starting to see these shifts back to the era of decentralization after all. With every cycle, there is a counter cycle. With every culture, there is a counter culture. And so we are seeing this movement in this new direction where our concerns around things like user privacy and centralized control of data. And just this default feeling of distrust that exists in the world here today. And when I say distrust, I mean distrust in all institutions, whether it's the government, whether it's financial institution, or even institutions around big tech. And so what that means for online business owners is that any time of disruption like this and uncertainty, it also represents a massive opportunity. And if you get set up the right way and you're equipped the right way, you're not only empowered to only deal with these changes, but ultimately thrive in this new environment. So what does These have to do with the email and follow-up. What do you have to do about it? Well, there are a few important things that happened with this transition from Web 2 to Web 3 that have drastically impacted email and follow-up as a whole. When Apple announced their iOS 15 operating system, it had a massive impact on how we can track the effectiveness of our email marketing and performance as a whole. And so, what this means is ability to rely on third-party data to drive your business. Those days are behind us. One of the biggest mistakes businesses ran into trying this lead gen, email and follow-up killer approach is relying on open rates as an email marketing metrics. So what this means is that open rates right now are just an estimate of engagement in your email. It's not a measurable number anymore because of iOS 15 change, and because of that, they cannot be trusted. If you're building your follow-up strategy based on getting people to open up your emails, that is pure guesswork because you have no idea if people are even opening up your emails in the first place. So you might be asking yourself, well, if open rates and engagements are not the answer, what is? Is this clicks? Well, that's part of the answer, but the true answer is having a multi-channel follow-up strategy, with SMS being part of it, along with some of the other channels out there. That's number one. And number two, and even more important, is a strategy where you're not following up with everybody in the same way. Let me explain. The days of a set it and forget it, automated responder sequence where everyone on your list is getting the same emails on the same days, those days are behind us. Another big mistake I see in businesses run into trying this lead gen, email and follow-up killer approach is relying on open rates as an email marketing metrics. So what this means is that open rates right now are just an estimate of engagement in your email. It's not a measurable number anymore because of the iOS 15 change. And because of that, they cannot be trusted. If you're building your follow-up strategy based on getting people to open your emails, that is pure guesswork because you have no idea if people are even opening up your emails in the first place. It's never been more critical than you know enough about your prospects that you can send them the right email, the right follow-up with the right content to the right people in the right way. So the question you might be asking yourself is, how do you do that? How do you send different messages to different persons based on where they are right now in their life or their business? Well, it comes down to having the right funnel. It comes down to having the right traffic and conversion strategy, and also the right data strategy that empowers and enables you to do all this in the first place. All of these things work closely together. As you can imagine, the game has changed with Web 3. We talked about iOS 15. We talked a little bit about iOS 14. What's happening with iOS 16 and when is that happening and how will that impact your digital marketing strategy? Listen, without a solid lead generation system game plan, you might soon find yourself perfectly suited for a world that no longer exists. The bottom line is this: the world has changed and we need to adapt fast. Because the winners of tomorrow will be determined by the moves people make right here, right now, today. Here's what you can do. Thankfully, there are some practical and achievable steps you can begin deploying starting today, which can incredibly effective and set you up for success as you future-proof your business and your livelihood. It all begins with having a lead generation system that addresses these four key areas: your funnel, your email and follow up, your traffic, and your targeting. Using your lead generation system, you can identify your target audience, own your data, and drive traffic from high quality prospects, providing a continuous flow of quality leads, leading to more sales and profits for your business. Now, you might be wondering, how do you know what those four lead gens are? And more importantly, how do you incorporate all those four into your business so that you can have more sales and profits? Well, this is what I do all day, every day. I help businesses with these challenges navigate through their lead gen killers. And because you've made the time to take this assessment and tell me a little bit about you and your situation, I would love to give you a complimentary free 30-minute discovery session and discuss your quiz results, help you create a lead generation action plan, and work out the right next steps for your business. In the one-on-one session, I will take you through my proven simple 3-step traffic growth accelerator system and look what bottlenecks are most likely sabotaging your sales and profits and creating challenges in your business. Now, the only catch is this: because this limited opportunity is going away really soon, you want to go ahead and do this right now while you're on this page, and before that count timer on the top of the screen goes to 0. So go ahead and do this right now while you're on this page and you're thinking about it.